Welcome to Save on Plants. In this particular slideshow, we are going to be focusing on beech trees. Here we see what makes the beech tree so popular. It's their leaves. In this particular case here, you can see the corrugation very clearly in the leaves, and this is common with all beech trees. This one here is a Dewick purple beech. Even though the leaves are not a true purple, you do see the maroon color in them, and this color will be more pronounced if they are located in a sunny area. In this particular case, this tree did not have a lot of sun, so the leaves tend to be a little bit more on the green side. Beech trees in general are quite hardy and don't require a whole lot of maintenance. The one exception is the tricolor beech. It tends to be a lot fussier. It does not like to have a lot of sun. It does not like to have a lot of wind. And like all beech trees, it does not like to sit in any wet areas. So beech trees do prefer to be on the dry side. With this in mind, do not plant them in swales where there's a low sitting area where you can have an accumulation of water if you have a heavy rain or during the springtime. All the beech trees are grafted at the base, which makes them very delicate when being handled. If you put too much pressure on the trunk of the tree when you're moving the tree around, or even afterwards, you will actually crack the trunk of the tree at the base. So be very careful when handling them not to put an excessive amount of pressure on the trunk itself. Handle it by the root ball. And the last point about the beech trees, like all other trees, the field grown are the better option. The ones that are grown inside a greenhouse tend to not have a stronger root system, and with the beech trees, which are a little fussier when it comes to actually taking root, the field grown are definitely a stronger, better tree, just like Japanese maples that are grown in the field are better than ones grown in greenhouses. Here's an excellent example of a very full columnar Dewick purple beech. This is our biggest selling beech tree. This particular variety and color, commonly used along driveways, along fences, swimming pools, areas where there's a limited amount of space and they want to keep a tight columnar tree that provides some privacy, especially during the warmer months. The interesting thing about beech trees is that they may keep all their leaves during the winter time. They seldom keep all their leaves, but they will keep some. And in some winters, they may keep almost all their leaves, providing some privacy through the winter. But there's no guarantee that you're going to have that every single year. It will vary from year to year. Here's an example of a golden Dewick beech tree. It has the same columnar shape as the one in the previous slide, except the leaves are more in a yellow, limey green color. Even though it's called gold, the leaves are not a true gold, just like the purple beech is not a true purple. This is also a very attractive tree, not as popular or not as common as the purple Dewick beech. Here is a fountain beech, which has the same leaf as a Dewick beech. Has that purple maroon color when located in full sun. The difference with this one here is that it grows wider and more random. It's not a tight columnar plant at all. And this particular one here, a lot of the random branching that you will see in some photographs has been cut away to leave it uniformed in this particular shape. In the next slide, I'm going to be showing you another purple fountain beech. This one here was left alone, and you can see how the branching kind of grows randomly in all different directions, which is considered to be one of the attractive features of this particular variety of tree. It is also available in green, but it's probably the least popular of all the beech trees. Has the same shape as the purple fountain beech, but the green fountain beech obviously has the green leaves, as you see here, which is, for most people, not as attractive as the purple one. Here's a tricolor beech, which has definitely a very attractive leaf. It will vary in appearance based on how much sunlight it gets. And as mentioned earlier, this is probably the most delicate of all the tricolor beeches. You'll seldom see them around in the Niagara or Ontario area because they are so delicate. You'll see them more likely down in the southern regions. They don't transplant as well. They don't like to have a lot of sun. They don't like a lot of wind, etc. So this is one tree that we probably encourage people to stay away from unless they're willing to take the risk of losing the tree at some point. Here's another photograph of the tricolor beech. You'll see the coloring of the leaves are different on this one here. Again, this is a factor of the amount of sunlight exposure that it would receive, as well as the soil and nutrients that it's been given.
Proper planting materials are key to success. While most garden centers will try to sell this to you during checkout, we believe it's so important that we will provide it at no cost with minimum plant purchases. So for example, from $50 to $200 of net plant purchases, you would receive the most important additive, which is the root stimulant. This is what helps your roots to get established during that very crucial first year, and it's the foundation of your plant going forward. From $200 to $400 in net value of plants, you would receive the root stimulant as well as real cedar mulch. The real cedar mulch is provided to help keep the roots cool in the summer, warm in the winter, assist in retaining moisture throughout the year. In addition, it helps to control weeds and discourages insects. $400 to $5,000, you would receive the previous as well as a commercial grade time-release fertilizer. This is pretty amazing fertilizer in that it releases based on the temperature of the air as well as the amount of precipitation that the fertilizer is exposed to. So unlike some of the cheaper fertilizers which just give you a quick jolt of fertilizer which could actually damage the plant, this time-release fertilizer is basically controlled on what the plant needs as it needs it. At $5,000 and over, you receive the same as the previous amounts. In addition, you have another year's supply of the good quality time-release fertilizer. We provide the fertilizers to you during the year that you require them. The reason for this is to keep them fresh so that they retain their full effectiveness. In all cases, if you're planting hedges, we will provide inspection pipes for free, as well as a site inspection if we're doing deliveries. And the site inspection is done during the time of the delivery.
We do offer our retail customers the option of purchasing wholesale, assuming that they meet the minimum requirement of plants. Now, to get any type of wholesale arrangement, you have to buy at least 20 of the same variety and same size plant. And for most homeowners, we won't even suggest that you go that way, won't even bring it up probably, because that 15% that you're saving is not worth losing our 5-year warranty or not getting our bone meal and getting mulch and fertilizer at no cost. You have to buy those separately, so it's probably not worth your effort to even consider it. This is generally mostly attractive for people that are flipping houses. They're looking very short term in terms of the plants, and they want to get the lowest price regardless. So they will often opt for that. Even 15% off, they'll take it regardless of what it means in terms of the warranty, etc. But for most homeowners, we do not recommend you take that. Once you start getting over 30 plants or more, now it's something you may want to start considering because it becomes more attractive with the larger volumes, all the way up to 40% off when you're purchasing 100 or more. I do want to point out that once you get over the 35% or 30% to 40%, you have to put the order in before March 1st, as we pre-dig all of our plants in March for our April sales, and we need to have the larger numbers like that cemented and confirmed before March 1st. Now, wholesale pricing does not include the 5-year warranty, the root stimulant, the mulch, or the fertilizer. In addition to that, the wholesale deliveries are only done directly off the back of the truck and directly onto the ground. Retail deliveries, we can place them anywhere you want on the property, up to 150 feet away from the unload location of the truck. For more details, you can either email us or look at the website for more information. Strongly recommend, because it does help the